Are there any times in which we said, let's consolidate and try to do a larger scale of democracy? Yes, and that happened in the New England Confederation. 1643, we're going to confederate to fight against the Indians. And we'll come together. But as soon as we defeat the Indians, those New England colonies will separate, and New Hampshire will say its own, Massachusetts will say its own, it will be on its own, and Connecticut too. We confederate only briefly in 1643. Unfortunately for the people of America, that larger control was done by King James II. King James II was an incompetent, bad king, turned Catholic, ruled only for 3 years. And in 1685, he takes power. He deems that I'm going to be in charge of the American colonies. I'm going to run them. And he rips away the colonial charters that had been set up for New England. He puts New York all the way up to New Hampshire together in one dominion, run by his guy, Sir Edmund Andros. And he says, all of your democracy, all of your being able to run yourself, all gone. I'm in charge as the King of England. You're going to follow what I want through Edmund Andros. Giant mistake. What do we love in America? Democracy. How do we want to run our affairs? By ourselves. And it was with great turmoil that the Dominion of New England lasts for only 2 years. Because, of course, the English people got sick of James II, especially when baby born, not really his Catholic wife, oh, male heir, baby born, it wasn't his, it was brought in on a bedpan, and he passed it off as his own kid. And the people of England said, we're not having a Catholic guy, this little baby, run our country. And they ran James II out of town. They brought in great, good Dutch William of Orange and his wife Mary. William and Mary come run England in 1688 in the glorious, bloodless Revolution of 1688. And what do we have no longer? The Dominion of New England. Bye-bye, it's gone. Andros has run out of town, and we're back to our heritage of democracy. Now, skipping a little bit ahead, but still interesting, will be that larger attempt to unify colonies outside of their own colonies. Again, French and Indians on the frontier, 1754. And what you have is the Albany Congress, leading to the Albany Plan, where the colonies attempt to join or die. The snake cut up, that's 1754. That's the Albany Congress. That's Ben Franklin, early on, trying to unify American colonies, coming together with a plan that they all would be part of one unity, still part of England, ruling themselves as a set of colonies. They would do this because it would coordinate their efforts to fight the French and Indians and make them one being. Join together or die. We don't join together. He cannot get unanimity amongst the colonies to form a union. Britain, after the fact, looks at the Albany Plan and says, like heck, you're going to be on your own, running yourselves with what's called home rule. That's not going to happen either. So not only could we not agree in 1754, these colonies in America, but Britain itself would look and say, no home rule. You guys aren't running you. We are running you through Parliament. That's not going to work either. Very, very, very interesting failed attempts at larger control. And then finally, are we really democratic? Are we really regular folk running our own business? Is that the heritage of America? It's a giant issue. Remember, how did we get to democracy as our issue? But the sub-issue is there. How egalitarian are we? Egalitarian means how equal are we? Are we a stratified society? Or are we an egalitarian society where everyone's equal? Everybody has an equal say. Ask yourself about America now. Is America an egalitarian society in the year 2013? Is it? Are we really all equal? Or do some people wield more power? Do some people have more say? Well, that issue, are the tidewater elite sitting there on the coast, are they going to exercise more power? Or is the backcountry, hard scrabble rabble, going to rise up and say, no, everybody's equal. No, I have an equal say to anybody else here. Will that push and pull of egalitarian democracy happen back in the colonies? We've already studied Bacon's Rebellion. What is Bacon's Rebellion? A bunch of backcountry, hard scrabble rabble who say, we're going to be in power. Not the rich, elite, tidewater families, the first families of Virginia, the FFVs. We're not going to let them rule. It's not going to be us. You have an actual rebellion in 1676 saying the people are going to rule. Well, you'll see it in the 1700s as well. 1763, these guys in Philadelphia, they rise up and say, we workers, we regular guys, we're going to be in charge. And you have a giant rebellion then. And then the regulators in the 1760s in South Carolina and 1770s in North Carolina, they're saying, egalitarian democratic rule, it's us who are going to be in charge, not the rich elite. So, one, how do we get to democracy? What does democracy look like? And then three, is it really democratic? All ways of organizing your understanding of the events of colonial America in relation to political power, all leading to potentially the American Revolution and the concept of democracy in your country.